Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So this was yesterday's exclusive on Patreon, as we have been putting quite a few exclusives up on Patreon, and we have more that we're working on now, and we have an update that we'll be doing on this too in the greater scheme of things. As it was curious, because Cindy did have a vision of this event a couple of days before it actually happened, but we were in the process of deciphering it and trying to figure out who she saw. And no, we never would have guessed the person that was the target in a million years, because we were not familiar with them. But we knew this was a significant event. The other thing that's significant is all the UAP'S and drones going on right now. And so I want you guys to listen to this conversation.
The river demo is hot. You got anybody messing around over there? It's cold. I was curious why you asked. Alright, sound a little weird, but we keep asking about the MOAs, we keep asking, because we're following these two kind of lights that are up above us that are kind of jogging back and forth left and right for the past like half an hour. Really? Yeah, I don't see anything on radar. No, river's just not active. Cool, thanks. 1557, we've been watching them for about an hour or two in the northwest skies. Really? We can well. Oh. Way up high? Split positions. They actually moved. It's the first time I've seen them change relative positions. That's weird. Are they way up high? Real close. Sorry, what, you say they're close in to you, or they're up high? Oh, I put them about 100 miles out in space. Gotcha. Agreed.
Interesting, is it not? I mean, you know, I have been saying to Cindy for a long time that I see these lights that to me look like planes of a sort. They go over the house in our area every night, and then I'll go check the different tracking apps, and there's nothing. There's never anything. So this is part of the bigger realization. What's going on right now, I do feel, in my opinion, that at least part of it is a psyop. But again, it is at the same time a disclosure too.
There's many different layers going on here when it comes to these drones, and it's definitely concerning to me. But I also see, just like the video we played just prior to what we're looking at the screen on the screen right now, they are playing with people. So there's an element of haha, you can't catch me going on, and I'm allowed to show myself. So there's some definite changes going on.
Absolutely. And again, New Jersey, first they had this crazy quake swarm over there by Califon, New Jersey, that's been ongoing for over a year. We still are seeing quakes coming in relatively shallow, typically 5 kilometers deep, which really gets you thinking about drilling, boring, underground military bases, expansion of underground facilities. Of course, there's so much talk about pole shift, magnetic pole reversal, all sorts of things. And then we have all the disclosure going on. This one right here, gosh, that reminds me of the one over the military base in the Middle East that was very dark. And the energy that was given off of that was very, very reptilian. Here you have, this is from Florham Park Police Department. It says, residents, you may have observed or become aware of various reported drone sightings in the airspace above Morris County in recent weeks. Morris County law enforcement, in conjunction with our state and federal partners, have been attempting to determine the launch point and landing location of these drones, as well as the people or entities responsible for their presence in our airspace. Several drone sightings have been reported above critical infrastructure such as reservoirs, electric transmission lines, rail stations, police departments, military installations. Members of the local law enforcement community have been pressuring our partners for their answers regarding this activity, as their presence around our critical infrastructure is concerning. While we currently have no evidence or information to indicate these drones pose an imminent threat, at this time their presence appears nefarious in nature. We're asking that all residents be vigilant, report any drone sightings directly to the FBI at the phone number or email tip lines listed below. Photographs and video are specifically requested and can be uploaded to the email tip line. So sightings have been occurring every night in the past 2 weeks, beginning just after sunset, lasting well into the early mornings. We also have the world war that is, just kind of on a slow boil. And when does it boil over? When you look at this, these drones actually disrupted a medevac helicopter picking up a patient. And they also led to the FAA drone flight restrictions over Trump National Golf Club in Somerset. Yeah, more and more of these going on, being picked up. They want videos. They're getting videos. Here, they say you could hear the rotor blades. Of course, everything, you have to take everything with a grain of salt and use your discernment. And let's see. So, is it the Russians? Is it the Chinese? Is it our own military? Is there an ET component? When you have to look at each one individually. This is a very curious one. This is over the UK last week again. When you feel into each one, you'll probably feel different things. Like the last one with the buzzing rotors looked curious. It didn't really feel too high tech. This one feels very curious.
Well, this one was interesting because immediately you think of a stingray in the ocean. So you take that concept and apply it to the technology. And what I'm picking up is it's using the ether. So it's taking the etheric energy around it and making itself. So this one's fun, interesting.
Our reality is not what we have been brought up in school or in the mainstream religions to believe it as being true. It's not even close to that. It is way more mystical in many ways, and yet it is a science. It's just a science that we haven't really uncovered completely in the West, at least. In the mystical traditions, they understand about the ether, the prana, the ki, the chi, the vril, the life force, the element that is before the four elements, which can be used and manipulated. Here's another one. It's just there's so many of them, and each case too. We're not seeing like all one particular type. We're seeing a lot of different things. And then we have, real Project Bluebeam type technology that is, it feels very, very fake. What Cindy's picking up on is this is not necessarily being projected from below, but it seems to be projected from above.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting when I was looking at this and kind of feeling the energy. Something says this is not coming from where you would think. It's coming from above, and made me think about, we've done a video on covers over the sun, like technology over the sun. And I do feel like this is part of that technology. It's something way beyond what I can really perceive. I can only give you what I have, and that, yes, there is something that is holding back our sun from giving, all of its influence. And there's technology going through that and creating what you see on the screen.
Yeah, we do have information regarding the change of the Yugas that we're going to be putting up in a video shortly. It will be a Patreon exclusive, and this right here is another. This is in Liberty Wing, UK. This is by Lake and Heath Base. It was transmitting. Somebody says here that it's transmitting the Morse code ET, ET, ET. Really? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Again, I think we all are familiar, at least probably a good percentage of people are familiar with the quote-unquote deathbed confession of a certain member that was, high-ranking official in Hitler's Nazi Germany. that became the head of NASA and then had a deathbed confession just to say, hey guys, they're going to do a fake alien invasion. They're also going to make it look like asteroids are coming and going to hit us. It's all part of the NWO. Now, this, feels like it's part of that program, yet at the same time, once you're indoctrinated into any military, you're always in the military, even if you leave the military, because they have their hooks in you in one way, shape, or form. Just look up declassified documents from that D period, A period, R period, P period, A period entity. Again, that and many different forms of control have been used on humans, and right now there's massive rollout of other forms of control. And again, once you've had certain things introduced into your biosphere, I do think the key to negating the ability to use those things to control people in one way, shape, or form is through frequency. And that means raising up your frequency, your vibrations. And again, if you don't have a daily spiritual practice, you're really going into battle unarmed. And so many people make that practice really part of the control systems, tools, and operandi that they give us in the first place. So, is that really going to raise your vibrations up when we're just using what the control system wants us to use? It, again, takes discernment, detox, work on decalcifying the pineal gland, work on getting out in nature, unplugging from technology as much as possible, exercise, eat only healthy food, steer it clear from the nanu.
Indeed.
Yes, absolutely. Because again, this is a war of consciousness, and it can be absolutely overwhelming. Just ask this guy. It's tough out there. It's really tough. Make sure you get your rest. And again, prioritize mind, body, breath practice, whether it's Qigong, yoga, some form of meditation, or just simply being out in nature and being still. It is absolutely imperative in these times.
Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.